do just that? I know it's a long time ago, but is there anything about this experience that does feel like home, feels familiar, and do these victories resonate more because of that?
Well, you know, obviously there's a lot of people in this area that that either come back to join me in these games, or that live here still that I get a chance to see that I haven't seen for 30 or more years. You know, I'll tell you something great happened to me. I'm walking in at halftime, and a policeman stops me and says, "Hey, I'm so-and-so." I don't know if it's proper to say his name. And some of you are old enough to remember the days when the program of busing started, which was, you know, a very, very significant and difficult time for the city of Boston and for you know, for that period of history. And he was a good friend of mine who was coming in from Boston to Walsh Middle School in Framingham, Massachusetts, you know, and I saw him and we hugged, and he reminded me of a few of the other guys that are still around, and told me they followed me, and it was moving as hell. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to start the second half, to be honest with you. And I didn't. I think we went down 8-0 in the beginning. Someone tell my friend maybe he set me up. But yeah, of course, you know, it means a lot to me. There's, you know, this is home for me, so it's kind of special.
Do you still understand the accent?
You know, I was thinking if I was going to break down into my best Boston accent and coming here to the Garden and seeing what's going on, but I figured I'd just stay with my own regular accent that I've acquired over the years of being away.
David, Kevin Love struggled a bit in Game 2, but came out strong tonight when you needed him. Kyrie Irving played well Game 2, struggled a little bit tonight, and then you get the help from J.R. Smith. Can you talk about the dynamics of those?
Well, you know, overall, Kevin has been great. You know, maybe he didn't score as much in the second game as he did tonight or in the first game, but he's been engaged at both ends. He's been rebounding. He's really been in the moment. I haven't seen any nervousness or discomfort in his play since the playoffs started. And, of course, that was the concern on the part of many, that could he and KYRIE step into their first playoff and play the kind of basketball that they normally do. And I think he has, as has KYRIE. You know, I'm really proud of the fact that he is so engaged and involved at both ends of the court, as we need him to be.
Coach, Mark Altman, Associated Press. It seems like no matter, every time the Celtics put a run together, you guys have an answer. Coach Stevens talked about the poise overall for your team tonight. All three games, it seems like it's been like that. If you just talk about that a little bit.
Well, in all fairness, you know, we do have players that have been in this situation, that have played these kind of games. You know, LeBron's leadership obviously is a huge factor, because he's the guy that not only guys follow, but they feel him, they sense him, and his control in these games has been outstanding, both in terms of seizing the moment, but also talking guys through situations. And, you know, Coach is right. I think we have showed maturity and poise in how we're playing. This was not an easy game, and honestly, none of the three games have been easy. Coach Stevens, as I've said on many occasions, is doing a terrific job with his team, and they are competing and playing us tough, as it should be in the playoffs.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. David, tonight you guys got so many looks inside layups, which I know that's what you wanted. Can you talk about maybe how happy you were to see that, the frustration level of not being able to finish on some of those, and kind of what led to LeBron finding Kevin on that last three? I mean, that seems like that's the play they had tried to take away from you for most of the first three.
You know, we did get the ball downhill very well in the first half, and we did miss a few layups, but we were doing what we wanted to do. We also, Joe, you know, we missed too many free throws, certainly in the first half, and that kept us from being able to create separation. at any point in the first half, with the exception of the last minute and a half. But I thought we were doing the right things. I thought we were playing the way that we wanted to play. We mixed up our inside game with our outside game, with LeBron getting downhill with the ball and being able to get to the rim or to find guys on the perimeter, that's very much part of our game. You know that. You've seen it for quite some time. And that was one of the main reasons that we were able to score at the key times that we did.
Gethin Coolbaugh, the Sports Exchange. The Celtics have consistently been an obstacle for LeBron in his career in the playoffs, and I know you weren't here with him before that, but and it's not the same team with Pierce and Garnett anymore. But can you notice, is LeBron seem a little more motivated, or do these series matter more to him?
I think the playoffs matter more to him. That's what it's about. I don't believe that. I don't think he sees Boston particularly differently than he sees other teams. I just think he's really motivated for the playoffs, and obviously it is a different team now, and he's on a different team, so he's just so locked in, and really being a leader by example and by his performance.
David Beck here. Bill Livingston, Plain Dealer. Few things are more crushing than giving up a big offensive rebound, especially when it's followed by three. Could you talk about that, the effect of that, and also about Tristan? You got so many extra possessions when he seems to be in.
Well, that's my best play call, Bill. That's the play call that I always make. Tristan, go get the offensive rebound, kick it out to the three, and we're going to score. And I do call that one.
Jared Weiss, CLNS Radio. Are you hiding that play until the end of the game? Because it seems
well, usually it's more impactful. So yeah, I'm keeping it in my pocket until we really need it. Now listen, you gotta give all the credit in the world to Tristan for his just relentless attacking of the glass at both ends, his willingness to do the dirty work, and his his desire to get to the ball and to make possession plays for us. I'm shocked nobody's asking me about JR tonight. I'm just shocked. Wasn't he great?
I'm going to ask you about JR.
Oh, hey, thanks.
I mean, he was struggling. He was taking a lot of the shots that he usually takes in the first two games. Tonight they're sinking. He's a guy that when he's come to Boston on occasion, he has really gotten amped and stepped up, hit those shots. Did you see anything from him before the game, during the game, that seemed like he had something in his eye?
We had practice today at 10. JR took a cab over here at 9 and shot the ball. Somebody asked me before the game what I said to JR, about his 3 for 15 performance. Until now I said shoot, because that's what he needs to do. He's a great shooter. He's a money shooter. He's a guy that takes responsibility. He's been good at both ends. He took his shots tonight, and they were huge. Every one of them.
Kevin DuPont, Boston Globe. I know coaches take over new teams. They often talk about what is our identity going to be, what sort of game do we want to play. Can you kind of fit these 3 games into that frame? Is this the best you've played, and this is exactly what you envisioned?
I can't say this is was this game the best of the 3 or in general. No, I think we've played better games, but they were under different circumstances. This is the playoffs. We're playing a fine opponent. They're making it very difficult for us, challenging us, competing with us, and we're doing what we have to win. But it's not coming easy, and we're working very hard to be successful in this series, and I think that's a good thing, because that that makes you stronger, and that's what you want.
David, I apologize if you got something similar to this already, but the physicality of the game, Boston seemed to really intensify, hitting KYRIE hard, going to the rim, LeBron with the flagrant. Did you think it was a little more physical tonight, and how did you think your guys responded to that?
Thought it was playoff basketball. I thought our guys were very poised, and we played through everything.
Coach, over here, Howard Ullman, Associated Press. I believe LeBron also was here early this morning, if I'm not mistaken. Is that a sign as well that you mentioned locked in, how locked in he is to really just get this over with as soon as possible?
You know, that's another kind of leadership, you know. JR wanted to come over in the morning. LeBron came with him. I'm not sure who told who first, but you know, LeBron's been scoring 30 a game. He didn't necessarily have to, but he wanted to be with his teammate. And, you know, we got a good group. We got a good group of guys. It's a very cohesive unit. Since we made the changes, the emotional makeup of our team also changed significantly. You know, I don't know whether now I can tell you that it's more the collective mentality or the chemistry or the performance and the fact that the trades brought us the pieces and the fit that we needed. But I think it's some of all. You know, and obviously from the time that happened, we sort of took off, and we've just grown with that, and that's, you know, that's a good thing.